Hey y'all, it is Luca and welcome back to the channel. Today I am back in my forever save file once again. We are in the beautiful Willow Creek and we are in this lovely little neighborhood called Courtyard Lane, and we've done a few builds like this one. I just did this one recently where I renovated a home that I built 10 years ago, and then there's a few other homes here on the street that I have renovated as well for past videos. So if you want to go check those out, they're linked in the description. But today we are going to be renovating the last home here, and this home is called Brook Bungalow. I actually put this off not because there's anything wrong with this house. In fact, I think that's why I put it off, is because out of all the homes on this lot, this neighborhood, it was actually the tamest, to be perfectly honest with you, because really, this home, it's fine. It's okay. It definitely needs some work. It's quite dark. It isn't furnished the best, but at the same time, I don't hate it. I mean, I hate this rug placement, but other than that, it's actually really not that bad of a house. There is some need for for a few adjustments of things. And I actually think this backyard is quite nice. With this renovation, I am going to try to keep as much original as possible. I think I may just go in and change the swatches of like the doors, for example, but we may, take the siding down and put some brick up or something. We're going to redo the landscaping, of course, to make it a little bit more, my vibe, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited because, it's September here. It's, getting a little bit cooler outside, and it's that the fall vibes are here. And I really want to kind of embrace that a little bit. So the idea is to maybe just make a few small adjustments to the floor plan downstairs. I especially want to get rid of this diagonal wall. It's so random. I understand why they put it because of the entrance here. So I'm going to do some adjustments to the staircase. And then I think I'm actually going to split this room up into like a little laundry and then just a half bath here. And then upstairs, there's so much room in this hallway that I'm going to reconfigure the stairs a little bit, and then I'm gonna actually put in another bedroom, because you might as well add in another bedroom. If you're gonna have all these bedrooms, add another. Why not? I am gonna keep these balconies because I think that these would be really cute little private balconies for these two bedrooms here. That would be so nice. We're just gonna kind of go with a pretty fall vibe, honestly. In fact, how about before we do get started, let's make a few changes here. That's more like it now, isn't it? So I just moved my sim self here, and it's already fall in my game. It's actually just the right time of fall. Like, look at these streets, look at the trees. Oh, it's just perfect. So why don't we go ahead? Let's get started with this renovation. But before we get into the renovation, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Creator Network for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel, you can use my creator code luccaowens at checkout whenever you're purchasing any DLC for The Sims 4. You just type in my creator code luccaowens right in the little promo code section, and there you go. There you have it. I earn a small commission every time you use that code, and yeah, it's as simple as that. A big thank you to everyone for using my code, and a big thanks to EA for supporting the channel. Alrighty, y'all, let's begin. Oh, it's so fun. I'm so excited. So we're getting this handy dandy sledgehammer tool. We're actually not going to go crazy. I'm going to get rid of all this landscaping first and foremost. However, I'm keeping this fence. I think what they've done is they've whitewashed this fence, and you know how I feel about that. That's just so boring. So we're gonna, clear all of this stuff, get rid of everything here. And what we're gonna do first and foremost, before we even tear anything down, we're gonna strip it back. We're gonna paint strip this, and it's gonna be a nice dark wooden color. How much of a difference does that make? Oh my gosh, look at the vibes. It's already changing. And then we're gonna just go in carefully and remove all of these bushes and flowers and every little tiny thing we can. You know what? I'll leave these trees. These trees don't offend me. They look okay. I might add some more, but I'll go up here and bulldoze the terrain. That will get rid of all of that excess stuff because we're going to do our own terrain paint. I did actually kind of like what they were doing here though. You know what? Let's just focus on the exterior. Why don't we do that? You know, that's more fun, right? So these leaves are actually gameplay mechanics, so they can actually rake them up, but I refuse, okay? That adds to the vibe. So I think I'm going to find a nice terrain that actually was already being used here, but we're just going to kind of redo it a little bit because it was not really placed the way I would do it. And I actually have a fun idea for this part of the house. We will get there. So I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead. We'll get rid of the rest of the landscaping. I have ADHD, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself so much. So landscaping besides the trees are cleared. I am going to get rid of this little stepway here, and we're going to actually use the terrain paint that I was using in the back. We're going to place that down because I think that looks very nice. And then the mailbox, we're going to get rid of this boring mailbox and we're going to use the Willow Creek one just because there is a nice little swatch like that. Actually, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe that isn't the vibe. Maybe we should use this one from Seasons. I mean, it does have a fall swatch. And isn't that so cute? I'm representing fall today. I'm wearing my orangey pumpkin shirt is what I call it. It's just a blank shirt. And then I've got some coffee. I'm going to also get rid of some of these columns, like the ones on the corners especially. They are a little bit excessive. We don't really need that on the home. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is first and foremost, I'm going to change these swatches. I think I'm going to do this nice dark brown possibly, or maybe the shade lighter. That's also very nice, but I think the dark brown speaks to my soul. We're going to do that for basically the main windows here, like these really nice big ones. Do these look like that on the inside? That is the question. They don't. That's good, actually, because that would make it harder to furnish. I'm not going to lie. So we'll turn those dark brown first and foremost. And then there are these like little windows here, or we're not keeping those. What we'll do is I believe there is a smaller version of these windows that matches, hopefully. Or we could just put these again. Right here, it actually isn't too bad. That's actually a perfect window for this space. This, however, is the bathroom, which it's going to be reconfigured. So that actually is perfect. We'll just make those that dark brown color. And then back here, this door is going to probably change, but the plan is I'm going to add an extension to this house and do like a sunroom kind of moment. And it's going to have like the stairs and you can step down into it. I'm going to have like, you know, some plants and some, you know, fun witchy things. Think of the greenhouse section of the house from Practical Magic. That's kind of what I'm channeling here. So we've got that. I'm of course going to change the foundation. We're just gonna stain the wood a little darker. That's all we're gonna do. I'm not gonna do like a dark wood. I think I'm gonna keep it this kind of medium tone just because I don't want to like only use dark woods. I like mixing wood tones anymore. And then same for the trim. We're gonna redo the trim as well. We'll use probably this like medium brown wood. I think that's such a nice combination. And I already have the brick picked out for this home too. So very excited for that. Up here, there is also a room for, you know, trim, which is honestly very nice. But my thing is, I really dislike how they did these, you know, roofing. They did this roofing. I don't know how to say this. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend this room all the way back. And then I am going to get rid of this fence that they used because they were going for something and they did the best they could with it. But we're just going to, you know, elevate it a little bit. And then what we're going to do instead is we're going to put an awning piece just like this. I think we'll try this out. We may change it. You know, that doesn't half bad. I kind of like it being like the full extent of the house. Maybe one more tile up and then maybe pull this back one tile. How does that look from a distance? I am quite fond of that. And then what we'll do is we'll just use this trim right here. We're going to do brown. It's all going to be brown. But then the roofing is actually going to match 3 of these homes here. This one's a little different. I may change it just so they all match. But it's going to be this one, of course. That's my favorite roofing in the game. It's so pretty. In fact, I think that this trim needs to be a little darker to match that a bit better. Oh, Yes, it's already transforming. It's already looking so pretty. And I do want to change the stairs. We're just going to do a simple wooden stair. I like this one from the base game just because it's got some nicks in it and it just looks like it's been lived in. I love that. I'm not going to only use base game with this, of course, but a lot of base game things are just so perfect. Like this really pretty flooring. Ooh, I may use it interior, on the interior more just because the colors aren't quite right. I think this flooring is very nice. It's a little bit chocolatey. I love that. Maybe it should be a little lighter though. Oh, this one's perfect. This one is the Walk the Short Plank hardwood. Perfect color match, actually. That looks so right. I like the trim of the foundation, the stairs to match the flooring. So it just all feels like it's part of the same wood. Now, for the fencing and everything, I was thinking of matching the doors and the windows. These all might change. I'm going to be honest. I am very much so in the habit of changing my mind constantly. So sorry about that. We're going to keep the original fences. They whitewashed these. We're stripping them back again. Okay. We're not keeping that. All right. We're going to do this lovely dark wood. Yes, this is the simple picket fence, even though this doesn't really look like a picket fence to me. It's just called simple picket fence. I think that looks very nice, actually. However, the more I look at the trim, the less I'm liking it. So maybe I should just change the trim color. Yeah, that looks better to me already. I thought I was going to mismatch it, but I feel like mismatching it just wouldn't look right. Oh, that looks lovely. We're going to change it all. Sorry. I love how I predicted that I was going to change my mind. That's almost always the case, let's be honest. I am going to try to use this flooring though. That looks very nice. Ooh, yes. All the dark wood. That's speaking to me. Oh, it's beautiful. That's gorgeous. That's lovely. You know me, I love dark brown wood tones. Honestly, just that change alone has already transformed the house. We're not keeping this original siding though. I'm not a big fan of it personally. It's not really my vibe, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to use this brick from Vampires and I'm going to try this out. We're going to see how it looks and go from there. Oh, isn't she lovely? Oh my gosh, she fits perfectly. That's just stunning. All right. Now the question is, should I leave it all brick or should we use some kind of like siding on the top? That wouldn't be a bad idea. I was thinking of that earlier. I don't really know which one would work. I would want something that has like a nice richness to it as well. Like this siding here from Get Famous kind of works beautifully. It's very dark and matches almost too much, but I'm kind of obsessed with that. Look at this like image with the fall trees and everything. It's going to be gorgeous. In fact, I do think we do need to add a new tree. That tree can go. These can stay. These are fine. Actually, I'll move this tree over. We'll just keep those trees back there. It's kind of a cute little forest, but I really want some trees up front that are red. If there are any red, trees this time of year in the game. Oh my goodness. This one from Get Famous, they're actually always red. And so I feel like that would look so beautiful. This is healing my soul a little bit today. I do need to change the stairs. I think I'm just going to use the Get Together ones just because they fit so well. I'm obsessed. I think that is so beautiful. Like look at this lighting. Like, oh, you can't even see the house anymore. So I'm getting rid of this. Why is the fire prevention system on the front of the house? No. These lights that actually are already here, I kind of want to leave. They kind of work. So let's work on this back portion. I'm going to get rid of this for now, just because I plan on, getting, a new one put in, of course. But I think what we'll go ahead and we'll do is I'm going to kind of look at the shapes here. I think I want to start here and maybe do like out to this way. Maybe we'll do even more, like 8 tiles. No, that's a little too long. 6 tiles? 6 tiles isn't so bad. And then maybe we'll do like this kind of moment. How does that look? I mean, it is a little bit big, but maybe once we get like the foundation in, and then what we'll do is the walls are actually going to be partially glass, I think. So I think what I'll do is I'll start with the brick here, just like so. And then we'll go in with the glass walls. I think if I've got it, yes. So the math is right. I'm going to place down these just like so. Oh no, it doesn't do it on this side. How disappointing. Actually, I don't think I hate it though. We can just add those as in like windows. I want a column that's like a nice dark wood that fits with all of this. I mean, these kind of do something for me, but I don't know. That doesn't look that good on the inside probably, but it looks good on the outside. Yeah, we'll do that kind of moment. And then I think actually what I want to do is maybe place this down like so and just do like a little kind of rounded little curvy roof kind of moment here, if you know what I mean. Just do something like this, and then we'll add the glass roofing that matches just like so, and then we'll add a nice little trim, a little dark trim, if you will. And then this is going to be a room in and of itself. So this is going to be the complicated part of this. So I'm just going to place down a room. It's going to be a little tricky because this game can get a little bit tricky sometimes with placing these down just like this. And then we'll get the wall tool, hold down Shift and Control, and then we're going to cut that out so that you can still use it as a glass roof properly. And then we can go here and then get this trim and add it there. Oh, isn't that perfect? And then I guess what we can do for this, I'm not really sure what to place there. Maybe I'll just do some metal like so. I feel like that is kind of realistic. Maybe this one, just some metal to kind of emulate like a roof. I think that is such a lovely addition to this house. It doesn't really stand out too much, but like, oh, that's so pretty. I love that. Now, I didn't factor in a way to get out of this, so maybe I'll actually just do an archway. Would that look good? Let's look in the medium doors. I think this one from the base game would fit beautifully. Ooh, I kind of love that. I just did remember something though, is that this space I wanted them to be able to step down into. But maybe I'm not going to do that. Yeah, we're just going to, do this. Let me get the brick painted on these little corner pieces. I always forget that the glass walls are literally just a wallpaper. It's honestly such a fun addition. I'm so happy to be using them properly this time. And then the flooring in this room as well is going to be a lovely dark wood. I believe I'm going to use the one from the base game. We received this in an update. It's this one right here. Very pretty. I want to use like the really dark one. You bet your bottom I'm going to. Oh my goodness. Can we just, the magical vibes are off the charts. Look at this. Oh, look at those lines. Look at the shine. Look at the browns. Look at the, it's so good. The backyard space, honestly, I'm actually not mad about this kind of room. I think what I'll do really quick before I forget though, is I am going to add a little bit of just a little tiny little step up to this. Realistically, in real life, the steps would go directly in, but the Sims isn't really, perfect. But honestly, I still think this is going to look very cute nonetheless. In fact, why don't I widen it? Why don't I do that? That would kind of look cute. That would make it look a little less awkward. And then we'll just use the same railing and fence that we used out front as well. This is a really fun approach to this series that I'm doing, which if you don't know, if this is your first one, I have a whole series of me transforming EA houses. So please, if you're liking what you're watching, go watch these. These are really fun. This one's one of my favorites, honestly, but this house, chef's kiss. So we have a lovely little outdoor space, and honestly, should we just put like a straight shot from the back step? Let's do that. I feel like that would look a little bit better. So we'll do like a little bit of a pathway to there, and then we'll just use the square tool like so, and then just move it straight like that. Oh, isn't that lovely? That divides it up really nicely. What do I want to put out here? Maybe let's get some items. Let's do that together. We'll look at some stuff. Now, obviously, there's going to be a garden out here. It's not going to be one of my builds unless I include the garden planters, these little planter boxes here. They are so perfect. They're so necessary for a build for me. I think I'm going to do maybe like just this kind of amount. That's actually quite a nice space for that. Maybe I'll move these in like one tile more. That looks really good. And then maybe here can be like a proper like space to like kind of hang out in, you know? We'll like leave like a bit out here for some landscaping, but then the leaves just add to the vibe. I wish you could make it permanently fall in your game. I remember back in the Sims 3 days, you could actually adjust the seasons for each world. Is that true, or am I thinking of the Sims 2? I'm pretty sure it's the Sims 2. Maybe you could do it in the Sims 3 as well, but the Sims 4 is a little different because we have all these different neighbor like cities and worlds and stuff, and you can just go anywhere. Basically what it is that each world has its own kind of like set of weather and like combinations of like weather and seasonality and stuff. So it's so fun. It's a really good a really good way of approaching it. But sometimes I wish it was always fall, but don't we all? I think I'm going to add one of these lovely little tables here. And I think I'm going to use, I low-key want to use the green one, but you know, I feel like the orange or the red would be really nice. Why is there not a brown with a brown umbrella? That one's not really working for me. So I think I'm going to use this one instead and see what we've got. Ooh, maybe this would be a lot better. Oh, we've got this one. This one now. This one's probably going to be what we need. The orange is kind of a cute touch. It's very autumnal. The purple is good. I mean, the brown is kind of perfect. You know me. But yeah, we'll put like a nice little place for them to kind of come out here and eat. Keep it pretty simple and clean. Ooh, I kind of like that. Ooh, actually, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? We have this chair from Laundry Day. Literally perfect. That is so stinking pretty. And then let's see, what else can I put? Maybe like a little grill, something pretty simple, like maybe this one. Kind of like this one because it has this like dark green swatch that I think fits really well. I'm thinking there is this one thing that came with the Perfect Patio Stuff Pack. What an OG pack, honestly. You know, I think I made that up. I'm thinking of this one light thing, and it's not from Perfect Patio. Where is it? Honestly, I don't remember. It's from Dine Out. But I'm going to put this out here as well. The Mythic Patio Warming Lamp. You know, the more that I think about this, no, this is a witchy house. So maybe I should move this. Actually, I'm going to keep this where it is. And, but I want to add a fire out here somewhere. So maybe the grill is not, they don't need a grill. They're witches. What are we doing? I think I'm going to put this here, and then maybe I want a fire pit too. Okay, so I have done some thinking. They're going to be growing a lot of their plants inside, so we don't really need a lot of this garden, but I really want it. Oh no, I'm so torn. So I think I'm just going to get rid of the fire pit, cancel that plan. I am not going to put the grill because I don't think they would use a grill. Honestly, I don't see them doing that. They're going to sit out here and vibe. You know, they're sitting out here for tea. So we are just going to keep that, and then we're going to work on the landscaping here in this little backyard. So this is probably going to be a little bit tricky because landscaping in fall. So it's going to look very different. So I'm just going to try to keep it quite simple, and I need some better lighting. That's impossible. Okay, so we're just going to place, you know, what we feel like looks good down back here at least. Let's see. These are probably all going to look so different once the weather changes in this game. But these low-lying bushes with these like almost dark purpley flowers just look so freaking good to me right now. So we're going to put a couple of those, and then I am going to get these rose bushes. We have these. Those look beautiful. They're usually red, but they're like a purpley color right now. Oh my goodness. Maybe not actually. I do want to just find the ones from the base game though, because those, I know those look super pretty. But yeah, these have like black flowers on them. You probably can't even see them that well in the game right now because it's very dark. But yeah, I'll just make sure to include, you know, some purple ones, and I'm going to throw in some red ones too. It's because you got to have a variety, you know, we got to have some variety here. That looks very nice. And I didn't even do any over here. And then let's see, what else should I put out here? These like really dark purpley, like these aren't quite lavender, but they're similar. I feel like these would look really cool, but they're just not really they're not really speaking to me right now. This is 100% going to look different whenever it becomes like summer and everything in the game, or the neutral weather, if you will. So I'm not going to worry too much about landscaping today, just because it's gonna look different anyway. I am going to put some of these like little flowers all over because they look like kind of like grass. Oh yes, they're a little bit wild. and I love that. I am going to go ahead and do the landscaping for all around the house. I'm not going to do too much. And then we're going to finish up this backyard. Also, I am going to include some lavender, of course, because you know me. I have to have some kind of lavender in my builds. Actually, this one right here, it's from Strangerville, but there is one from the base game that I'll use instead. You know, this is an idea for later, but I low-key want to build a guest house right here. I'm going to put a pin in that. I don't know if I will do it later towards the end of the build or not. I'm not sure. It may be something that I just do in the future. But I'm just putting that out there as like a little reminder to myself. Okay, I've done a little bit of light landscaping, nothing too intense because I really don't want to do anything crazy, but I do want to work on this front porch kind of landscaping area with you all today. And I think I'm going to try to include some kind of magical looking vibes, hopefully. These little yellow flowers from Cottage Living are amazing. They are so cute. I also really like these as well from Cottage Living. They are gorgeous. They add just the right amount of like color. I think we'll put another one of these right here. And then I'm just gonna kind of use these all from Cottage Living. I feel like they're so pretty. Oh, the lavender is very cute because it's like sparse. You know, I low-key want to use these, but they're just a little too vibrant for this time of year. I feel like the Enchanted by Nature plants are not as, you know, significant in their changes in color. I'm also so sorry that it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, even for me, because it's just so dark this time of year in the game. I think I'll just keep it to like the dark color in the like the bushes and the flowers and stuff. Keep it very simple and clean. I quite like that actually. And then I think we are going to surround just these front bits here in some dark rocks. I feel like it would be weird to use a lighter color. I want some like dark, rich rocks. Maybe we should use just these black ones. Yeah, these are just the ones from the base game. And honestly, they kind of are working. I never used this swatch, so I'm gonna go with it. Again, honestly, I'm gonna have to change all of this landscaping later on down the line. But for now, it looks so nice. And that is another thing. This is part of my forever save file. So things are always going to be changing regardless of what goes on. So that's very nice. All right, let's go ahead and we'll finish up this backyard section here. I've got this set up here. I think this looks very nice. I kind of like it. I kind of want to space these apart again. I know I put them, you know, farther apart earlier, but I think what I'll do is I'm just going to go into the live edit stuff and I'm actually going to use maybe these, or do these look better? Which ones look better with this one for sure. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down a little pathway between all of these with the different like stepping stones that we have. I think that looks cute. Personally, I feel like I need to move these out quite a bit actually so that these are more centered, just like so. Do I want to like finish these out like this? I feel like it would look weird if I didn't. Oh, now I'm realizing that these are the same. I think that's why it's looking weird to me. That's all right. I quite like that actually. That gives them a little bit of a path. And then I'll just put, you know, a proper, you know, light in between each one of these. I think I'm going to use these like really pretty. Well, there's these. Let's see. Let's look at them all together. You know, that way I can kind of make a choice based off of vibes alone. I mean, I think it's going to be this one right here from Get Together. It's just so cute. Maybe I should put them like along the edge of not the edge, but along the path. Are those lined up? I have to make sure they're lined up. Hold, please. That's kind of cute. They need to be moved a little bit. Let's test it and see how it lights it up. Oh, that's so lovely and dark and moody. I love it. I feel like this needs more landscaping. I know I can't be stopped, but I'm just going to use like a dark wooden little low-lying kind of thing, I think here. In fact, I feel like I want to do this now since that's already done. That looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to go in with a lot of more landscaping and meet back with you. I'm adding some of this knot grass just around. That adds such a lovely bit of color. It might look completely different whenever it's not fall, but whatever. I feel like we do need a tree right here to fill in this space a little bit. Yes, that feels correct. Isn't that so pretty? It's a little too big though. I know exactly which tree. I should be putting. It is the one that I use all the time from Get Together. It is so pretty. It's just a perfect little narrow tree, and it has a lovely bit of red on it too. Okay, so I think we do need some kind of like sitting area. So I think I'm actually going to bring this a touch forward right there. And then right here, we're going to put like some kind of like sitting area, something, you know, nice and outdoorsy, but nice and comfy too. Also, if the lighting changed, it's because it did. I just closed the blinds, turned on my light. It's a little bit more easier for me to look at now, but yeah, let's find a nice little thing to sit at back here. I low-key want to use something that isn't meant for outdoors, but I don't know. We'll find something. This one, if only this one had like a solid dark brown backing with a blank white thing, if you know what I mean. It would look so perfect, like this, but with a darker wood. Does that look okay? I mean, I feel like it wouldn't look right. There is something that came with the Laundry Day stuff pack, which I don't think everybody likes the Laundry Day stuff pack, but I personally love that stuff pack. It's this right here. This would be really nice. Not in the swatch, don't worry. I'm going to use probably the dark wood. That's actually kind of what I really needed. There's also this one with a red cushion, which kind of works with the house, so maybe I'll do that. I would also like to include some kind of little coffee table out here. You know, maybe we can do just like a, you know, a glass one, but I'd really like something that's like a little itty bitty one like this. Actually, this one looks really cute. It's not technically a coffee table, it's a little side table, but it will do. I think I'll also include one of these really pretty rugs from Laundry Day, because obviously they need something that looks kind of outdoorsy. And I think this would work really well, honestly, just in the original swatch. That looks really nice, actually. And I think I'm actually going to put some kind of outdoor light here as well. Okay, but like, hear me out. It is fall. That looks so good because the red. Okay, it just looks so good because of the red. I'm obsessed with that. I love the vibes. You know, this is their seasonal furniture, so we're gonna go with it. And then there is a little black and red, a little candle, little citronella candle here. I think that's kind of perfect. I know I said I didn't want to include a grill, but I don't know what I was thinking. So we're gonna add one, probably just like right here. Why not? I think that's honestly all we're gonna do back here. I am obsessed with this space. Like, can we just talk about how vibey this is? Oh my goodness. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and add more light out here. So just like at the pathways up front as well, because you know, you gotta add lights to everywhere that you go. Because, you know, at least not a ton, but just enough to where you can see, why is this one not providing any light the way that this one is over here? Oh, well. Okay, so that is done. Let's finish this front porch, and then that will finish the actual like proper exterior spaces. And I think for those, we're going to go really simple. We're going to use this like black wrought iron fence. It's got a little butterfly on it, which I think is quite cute. Wrought iron fence. What did I mean by that? It's a wrought iron bench, not fence. Actually, maybe instead of putting them in front of the windows, we put them there. I feel like that does look a little bit better. You can see them a bit better. And then we will add in some really cool plants out here. Now, I have a couple different ideas that I want to do. First and foremost, we need to go back to the landscaping section, of course, and there are these hanging plants that are live edit. I really don't know why they were only live edit. I don't know why. I wish we had them like just as proper items, but there are these right here. There's 3 of them. There's one that's got a red flower, a white flower, and then we have one that's got this kind of like hanging blue. We're obviously going to do the red. It's a little bit tricky to place these down. So we're just going to place them where we want them to be first. Actually, no, hold. We're going to place one down, and then we're going to go up a floor, and then we're going to, oh God, this is so complicated. We're going to place this down and use move objects. We're actually going to line it up with the fence here. We're going to place it down with move objects. Pay attention. See how it's, you know, kind of going through the wood there. We're going to go down one, after that. And then we're going to basically do it again 4 times. And so we actually have 4 here. That way we can easily place them down where we want them, just like that. And then we just make sure they look good. When you zoom out, they're going to look a little bit funny, but that looks so good. And I think we're going to repeat it up here on these balconies as well. Ooh, I forgot about these doors up here too. And then I'm just going to do the same thing again. And there we go. That adds some really pretty hanging plants there. When you actually are like playing on the lot, you'll see them. But if you zoom out, they'll kind of, the flowers will fade, but it looks so good. I really like that a lot. All right. And then we just need to find a nice little rug for right up here. I mean, we kind of have to use this one from the base game just because, you know, it's got a lovely little autumnal vibe. The one with the pumpkins is so perfect. In fact, we need to be finding some pumpkins in this here game, y'all. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to include the debug one so that we can get some jack-o'-lanterns. So cute. Oh my goodness. These are from the spooky stuff pack, so I highly recommend the spooky stuff pack. There's so many ones you can do. Your Sims can actually do this themselves, but then we also have these like really big pumpkins here. We can make like a little display right here, and what you can do is there's different swatches. I'm gonna do that because I love that little array. It matches the rug here, very cute. And then instead of just putting more pumpkins on the other side, I'm actually gonna go into the plants, and I think there's this one item, this one right here. I feel like this one would look really good. Maybe not that. You know, weirdly enough, I'm really liking this plant. I don't know. I never use it, but I know that there's an orange. That looks so pretty. The base of it is a little weird, but you know, I'm not really like disliking it. So maybe we put that on like either end of the porch here. I feel like that adds in a nice pop of orange. It kind of complements the, you know, these pumpkins here. That's so cute. Okay, hear me out. So this plant here is from Journey to Batu. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to say it again. I'm sorry. But isn't that so pretty? I love it so much. And listen, that was one of the packs I paid for. Okay. I do get the packs free because of the Creator Network, of course, but I paid for that one, so I'm using it. And then I guess I can just, honestly, part of me wants to kind of keep it fairly minimally decorated out here. I really think that that's all I want to add because I think I just like how simple it looks. However, we need more pumpkins. Oh my gosh, I had such a good idea just now, and I think I'm going to try it. Bear with me. This video is going to be long anyway. I don't know why I'm like worried. I'm not trying to rush or anything, but like I really want to add some of these to the banisters. Will this work? Will this look good? No. Yes. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. I'm so excited for this. It's because I'm a millennial and fall is our jam. So yeah, we're just going to add some little pumpkins, some little jack-o'-lanterns on the banisters. I am so freaking obsessed. And I'm just lifting with the 9 key and they line up perfectly. Oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, the vibes. It's killing me. It's hurting me a little bit in the best way. I'm going to put more up here. We gonna do it, y'all. There is a nice little bit of variety here too. So I am kind of in love with that. We've got like a wicked one. We've got like a normal one. We also have this little ghosty here. It's very cute. And then there's one with a cat. The one with the cat is so cute. And we have an owl as well. And then this one's like a little cockeyed, but he's cute. Okay, that millennial powers restored, y'all. It's so perfect. I kind of want the roofing to be a bit darker. I'm not gonna lie. What if we did red? Wait, that's kind of cute. I changed the roofing to this. I don't know. I just kind of like that it stands out a little bit more. In fact, I'm going to change it to this swatch because I think this is actually the original roofing and I kind of like that. It's a lot more subtle. But yeah, this is the exterior of the house. We've pretty much finished the exterior. How about we take a little break and we move on to the interior? Okay, so we need to redo this floor plan. Now, normally I would get the sledgehammer and just empty everything out, start fresh. I'm actually going to try to keep some of the original furniture. Not all of it. But first thing we're going to do is take our wall tool and redo some walls. So I definitely want to split this into 2. That's not really a major change. One of these is going to be a bathroom. The other is going to be a laundry room. And then I'm going to redo the stairs. So I'll go ahead and just remove those anyways. And then upstairs, I'll get rid of these fences. Upstairs, there's going to be, I think, a door or like a wall right there. That just feels like a good spot to put it. And then that'll add another bedroom here. And then I was just going to fix this weird little, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't really like this very much. I'm just going to kind of, remove that and just do this instead. And then over here, I think I was going to turn this like into another bathroom over here somewhere. I think like right here, actually. Just adding a little like second little bathroom up here for these folks to use. And I'll maybe even make it one tile larger. Yeah. So something like that. And then for the staircase, before I even touch that, I'm actually going to make the living room a little bit smaller. I feel like that just makes more sense. I know we've got a lot going on in here as it is, like the TV and stuff, which I'm actually going to get rid of this. Actually, I was going to keep it, but just because the walls are going to be changing, I'm going to get rid of it. But, now that I'm looking at this, I'm not actually a big fan of the fact that literally almost a third of downstairs is just a big hallway. I'm not really loving that idea. I don't. So I'm thinking what I'll do is instead of this wall being here for now, at least, I'm going to go in with a staircase and see what I can do with it. I'm going to use this one from Get Together. Of course, it is my favorite one. It is so pretty. And low key, I want to angle it. I don't know how that's going to look. Oh, that does work, but it needs some adjustments. Something like this. Ooh, see, that looks really good. That does look really nice, but I just don't love the idea of it, to be honest. So I'm going to make it one tile bigger. It's just because this front door, they did that, but I'm thinking, honestly, y'all, we might make the hallway just more narrow. Like, that doesn't necessarily look bad to me, actually. I'm actually a pretty big fan of that. That looks good. It looks weird if you think about it. And then for this room here, we're getting rid of these archways because they're kind of short for walls that are medium wall height. But I think we'll put in, let's just focus on this hallway. Okay, let's focus on one room at a time. I'm getting overwhelmed already because I'm like, I want to do it all at once. But I think we're just going to use this rounded little archway here from Cats and Dogs. Perfect, beautiful, love it. And that just gives us some more wall space too. I'm going to get rid of this light. I think I will just go in with these lights for now so I can see what I'm doing. I actually don't dislike this wallpaper, so maybe we'll just touch up the trim. We'll darken the trim a little bit. Oh, yes, that looks so good. And then we're going to go in with some flooring. I kind of just want to use the same flooring that I used outside. I love the color of that. The gold is actually quite nice too. It's more of a creamy color. We'll change these doors here to the dark swatch as well. And honestly, that was such a fun transformation and it wasn't even that significant. And then I think I'm just going to use the same, I was going to use the same railing, but this railing just looks like it has so much more character. And then this room, I think what we'll do with this room here is just, add a few pieces of decor. I kind of like this red rug here. That looks cute. I don't know if it fits the style necessarily, but you know me, I don't really care. I love that rug. And then this little spot here is going to be perfect for a little, just like a little, what do you call it, little accent table. We of course have to do the Cats and Dogs one because it's my favorite. And I think for this room, a grandfather clock would be kind of perfect right there. That's so cool. Maybe that swatch or perhaps that one. Yeah, that one's very pretty. And then I want like a nice portrait, like something magical looking. I low-key want to use this one from Paranormal, but I don't know if the colors are going to look that good. Ooh, that kind of does. I really like that. And then we'll just go in with a nice candle because we won't have enough of those. Actually, multiple candles. These are beautiful. Are those evenly spaced? Sure. And then I think, honestly, I low-key just want to put in a little sculpture. Probably gonna be Lady Cordelia. You know who she is. She's the icon. This one right here. Okay, she works beautifully, I think. And I think just right here, we need a really pretty rug. I mean, there is this one from Realm of Magic that's actually quite nice. I don't mind the blue, but I don't know if I like the colors very much. The one from Vampires, I personally think is just a little bit nicer. That matches beautifully. I'm obsessed with that. I'm also going to do like a wall here just because it makes it look a little bit nicer with the stairs being like that. And I think, I want this to be a pretty functional space. So I think I might put like a little wardrobe like right here, and then maybe just like a little kind of ottoman kind of moment right here as well. Just somewhere where they can like sit and like put their shoes on. We don't really have a good selection of those in my personal opinion. I don't think we have a good selection, so I'm just going to use this one from the base game because hopefully it will work pretty well. That looks actually quite nice. So the other thing I want to add in this room is definitely a little place to hang some brooms. Just some little decorative brooms. I mean, these aren't decorative. You can actually have your Sims use them, which I think is pretty incredible actually. I wish the colors matched a little nicer because it's giving me grief. Maybe we'll just put 2 of these. That looks really cute. And yeah, we just need to add some nice little lights in here, not destroy the floor while we're at it. And we're just going to, I don't know, find some really nice like candelabra kind of, magical-ish, maybe not magical, but more like gothic looking lights. This one caught my eye a lot. It is from high school years. Yes, this one's very pretty. The one that really catches my eye is this one from Cats and Dogs. What else is new, right? But it's a really pretty light, has some really good wood tones. It's kind of got like a metal look to it, but it works with all the brown very nicely. I'm gonna say that this room definitely is transformed. Like, look at how different. Oh, it's so pretty. So simple and elegant. What I'm missing? A plant. We need a good plant just right here. Ooh, this one's kind of cool. It's kind of magical-ish looking. It's a jungle fern, but like, I don't know, just like the colors and the vibes. It's kind of cool. Ooh, that one especially. Okay, I like that a lot. So the next thing I want to add into this room for sure is going to be this one set of paintings from Paranormal. Like, look at this. It fits so perfectly right there. Beautiful. And then I also would like to add in some little wall lights in here as well. I'm not exactly sure what kind. Part of me wants to just use these really simple ones, but those look really like those look for more like exterior lights. And I was also thinking about these ones from the My Wedding Stories pack. I mean, these are pretty stinking pretty. They fit really well next to the doorways. That is beautiful. I love that actually. Adds in a nice amount of light too without it being like too much, We'll put one there maybe. Then we'll put another one like right here. Ooh, that is lovely. This room is done. I love this room. Let's move on to the not so lovely living room. This rug is going, and so is this rug and these curtains, at least in this color. We aren't using them. And I think we're also going to get rid of these and these 2 lamps here as well. Everything else, well, besides the plants, is pretty salvageable. I can keep the rest of this. There's something, usable here. These couches are actually a really nice color, probably the best swatch that they do have. We're going to go ahead and add in the flooring right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and also add in the lighting since we already know which ones we're going to use. So we're just going to put 2 like that and then like 1 in the middle there. Nicely lit and even now. I kind of want to use some wallpaper from the Vampire game pack. It's very similar to what's already in here, so I might want to use a different color. This green is beautiful. There's also this green that's a little bit richer, also very pretty. I don't know if I can use this same swatch on this couch anymore. I'm kind of obsessed with this vibe. I think though between the 2, I like the one that's a little less intense. And then let's see if there's a swatch on these and see if I can make them work. Ooh, the gray is kind of nice. This darker gray is very pretty. I actually probably could work with that. So let's reupholster these. And I think we can work with the gray. That's very pretty. And I don't think I want to put in a TV in this room or this, house. Personally, I think that I like it without it. Like, I kind of just want to put like a fireplace, maybe this really big one from Life and Death. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, that's such a vibe. That one especially with all this. I kind of prefer the darker one though. I feel like it just matches a little bit better, but we can put these like this, like along the sides. And maybe we can get rid of one of these lights. It doesn't need to be so bright in here, honestly. And we just need like a really nice rug, you know, to tie it all in. Ooh, the one from Crystal Creations is really, really pretty. I don't use this one nearly enough. In fact, I like this swatch, but I would really like it if I could put another rug underneath it just to kind of help, you know, cover the space a little bit more. I'm probably going to use probably the one from Laundry Day if there's a black swatch on it, which I don't think there is. Or what we can do is just get another one and size it up. Is that a little too much? I feel like that's a little too big, but that's so pretty though. Like I never really noticed the texture on this rug. You know what? I think we're just going to use it by itself. I do want to add the little surround for the fireplace. We have that in the base game now. It's a very nice little item. It just adds like some brick underneath the fireplace so it looks a bit more, you know, fireproof. So we've got this set up here. I feel like this window by itself is just not enough and it's not very centered with this room. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a second window right here. Got these two lamps. Maybe, I don't really like them being on either side of the fireplace. That seems a little bit weird. So maybe we'll just put like one in each corner of the room like so. I'm also going to get rid of this desk and stuff here. So the coffee table is going to go here. We've got the chairs right there. We're going to make this a darker wood tone, of course. And then we have this table here. Initially, it was just a table for behind the couch, but I actually kind of like the idea of making it almost like another dining space. Like maybe this isn't really even where they eat usually. This is like more of like a work table. Like maybe they do some spell work or something. I'm thinking of like the witches and practical magic, basically. We have this really nice chair. I wish that we had this dark wood swatch with different cushions because otherwise it would be so perfect for this. Maybe we can do the black and just kind of make it work. Maybe we can even just do like a darker swatch. You know what? I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all, actually. Oh, these bookshelves from Crystal Creations would be really nice, but I really want like a tall bookshelf. Like maybe like this one here. That's very pretty. I don't know if I want it there or like next to the fireplace. Wait. Hold on. This one from Strangerville is beautiful. That's not Strangerville. That's from Discovery University, I'm pretty sure. But the one that came with Life and Death, is there a too wide version of that? I don't think there is. But that would be really nice, like on either side of the fireplace here. I just got to find the right swatch that is dark enough, you know, wood-wise. Is this one right here. It looks a little weird, but it kind of looks good. And then I think I want to do the same thing with the windows up here. I honestly feel like it's just they're kind of awkwardly placed. These are actually decently placed, but those two weren't. That looks so nice right there with all that natural light. And I think we just need to add in some really nice curtains in here, some really tall curtains. I mean, I think these from the base game are kind of perfect, actually. So I think we'll use, do we want this dark green or do we want this color? Ooh, this one. Oh, that's so nice. I like the idea of there being like a mixture of wood tones in here because personally, if you mix the wood tones, then it actually looks a bit more realistic in my opinion. And that green matches the wallpaper beautifully. There's just this empty area right here that I'm not 100% sure of, to be honest. So I think I need to do like another little bit of a feature wall right here. I'm thinking maybe like this bookshelf from Discovery University. It's really tall and just like fills in the space really well. And there was actually a desk in here, but I think I am going to put this one here. It's from Life and Death as well. And then we'll just add a little kind of work space, you know, writing space possibly. I think to kind of keep it a little, you know, varied, I'm going to use this chair here. That's very cute. And then I guess we can use maybe like this Life and Death rug also. Ooh, wait a minute. This one's so pretty. That's gorgeous, actually. I love that. Do I like that color for in here? Or do I want to use the green? Ooh, the green is better. I think we just need like some portraits and some like paintings and maybe some more plants and lots of candles. I really, really like this painting set from Vampires, but I'm just going to shrink it down. I think I'm going to use those colors there too. That's very cute. Do I want to use this tapestry? I mean, that's kind of amazing. We'll put that like right there. I think I might use that swatch, or do I want to use the original? I like the original, but the green just kind of works a little bit nicer. And then, you know, we'll make this like a proper writing desk. We'll, you know, put like a candle there. Actually, I'm going to use this candle over here on this table too. We'll put 3 just for, you know, lighting's sake. But I will also put a lamp here too, because you got to have a lamp. candelabra maybe, or just like this Tiffany lamp. Oh, that's really pretty. That's very pretty right there. And then this is just like a little writing space. That's all that is. And I'll make sure to put like, you know, the tried and true stuff from the base game. I'm talking about this little notebook here, put it right there in the middle. And then there's also this item here, which I need to turn on my unlocks to access, but it's this antique tomes. I mean, what else is more perfect for this? And then maybe on the back one here, I can put like this little portrait, maybe like a little utensil cup as well. Also, I kind of want to put this basket here, but I think I'm going to like turn it around so that you don't see like the image on there. It's kind of cute. I think this plant here from the parent of the Crystal Creations stuff pack. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all of the packs and nonsense. And then we can also add in these little candelabra. They're not candelabras. They're just a candle holder on the wall here. Put them like on either side over here as well as over here. Oh, I need to have them go up a little higher, don't I? I'm actually going to put a lot of these plants around just because they look really, really nice. Okay, I feel like that's done. We just need to add in some little clutter items too. I like this little jar of botanicals, you know, from the paranormal stuff pack. Ooh, we could put these little tarot cards here and then maybe like a candle or something in the middle. And on second thought, I'm not particularly a big fan of these chairs now. I don't know, the colors aren't really quite right for me. Maybe we'll use these chairs from the paranormal stuff pack. That's actually really pretty. Oh, and we should put a rug underneath this table too. Probably this really big life and death one. It's kind of perfect for the space. Should we use this green one? I mean, that's pretty, but I feel like it takes over a little bit. That looks very nice, actually. Okay, the living room is done. I am obsessed. Obviously, it's because it's green. So for the kitchen, I went ahead and I did some adjustments by myself. Essentially what I did was I added an archway right here and I extended the kitchen space over, I think, a tile or two, and just opened up this wall a little bit and changed the walls and the floors. I've chosen these vintage counters from the base game for the actual cabinets and stuff, and I think this is going to fit really nicely. And I think I'm literally just going to use this refrigerator from the base game just because there's nothing else that has like that quirky Victorian-esque kind of vibe. And then we just need a cabinet, a little island counter space right here, I think. And then I've decided over here, I'm going to make this like into a little coffee section. I can see that working pretty well. Put that like right there, or actually not the corner piece. I want the right piece or the left piece or whatever it's called. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add in the cabinets. The cabinets are essential, of course. You know, we'll put these just like so, a nice little moment. Why do those colors look slightly different? It's probably just the lighting, unfortunately, in this game. It's a little bit fiddly. And then right here, I'm going to do some adjustments. I want to put these full cabinets right here to kind of be the end pieces. And then I'm going to put these cabinets just like above those. Do a cabinet here, I think. You know, we're just kind of mixing up these cabinets, trying to make something look somewhat interesting, you know, and then we'll put some full cabinets right here. It doesn't need to be realistic in height. No, it doesn't. I refuse. So right here is going to be where the stoves are going to be. I'm going to put two. Part of me wants to put both of these, but they kind of look weird next to each other like that. I would rather it be something that kind of looks like it's built into the space. These from Life and Death kind of work really well. They work with the colors of the cabinets fairly well. They're a little bit off. Oh wait, that looks even better. That's perfect. And then for the sink, I'm going to use this beautiful copper sink as well. Is there a different color that would work better? I kind of like that. No, it's very subtle in difference. We'll just add some really nice little bar stools right here. I almost always use these same ones, and it's these right here, but they just look really nice with every style that I build in. I'll make sure to put these on the center there, and then, ooh, wait a minute, hold on. We need to put them on the end because there's an item that came with the base game that we can put right here above this. Maybe something a little lower. That's very high up, isn't it? Something like that. There's a green version, and then there's just like the copper version. The copper version is so pretty. That's so perfect. Put that right there. Oh, that's marvelous. And then we just need to go in and add the tried and true decor, the things I add into literally every single kitchen and every single build that I do. We'll add a few little decorative pieces like this little bread. I would like to add some magic-y things. So if we go to Realm of Magic, there's this like little scale here. It kind of is a little bit funky when you put it on counters, I've noticed. So I'm just going to use Move Objects to kind of place it in a nice space. There's also something that came with vampires that this is an antique book stand. Now, what I like to do with this is I'll find a swatch that I like. Usually it's this one. I'll shrink it down once and then use Move Objects to lift it up and kind of move it into the cabinet. That way it looks like a book stand, especially if you put it near the stove. It looks like a cookbook stand. Doesn't that look so cool? I think I'm going to move the door over like to there. And then I think here I low-key want to put like this potions cabinet. I don't know if the colors are going to really work, to be honest. I mean, I think it looks pretty decent. I kind of like that. And then I just need to add like maybe a rug. I feel like this stuff needs to be shifted over one tile. Maybe not even one tile, but literally one notch. That feels a little bit better. And then we need to add in a little rug as well. Honestly, I may even just use the same one that I use in the hallway because it just looks so good with all these colors. Obviously, we need to add in some range hoods as well, but I kind of want to use these like coppery ones and the brown. That kind of looks nice. And then maybe like right above them, we can put, or maybe not above them, but maybe we can put some of these like dried plants as well. They're from Realm of Magic. They're very pretty. I don't think I want to put them above there. Maybe like in the windows. Ooh, yes. That's so pretty. Those can actually kind of act like curtains. That's amazing. And I think just for the sake of this being a kitchen, we do need to add some kind of backsplash. I kind of am thinking like a stone backsplash. This one, perhaps? Or do we do a brick? Ooh, wait a minute. This one is really speaking to me. That's super pretty. I'm going to turn this little corner here of the kitchen into a little coffee section. I'm just going to put like this one drip coffee maker from the Cozy Bistro kit. And then I'm going to add some kind of mug set here. Probably this one. I feel like that one just looks really nice and subtle. And I'm just adding some other decor just to fill in the space a little bit more. Gotta spook it up a little bit in here. We're not just trying to make like a practical little kitchen, we gotta add some, vibes in here too. Because, if you're someone like me, you don't just, put functional things in your kitchen. You gotta put some decor in there too, Honestly, I think this kitchen has a nice amount of clutter. Looks very good. I am gonna go in and really quickly add some of these little wall lights as well. I'll add some in here really quickly also, just next to these windows here. This window needs to be centered. It looks really weird. And I think right here can just be like a little breakfast nook, honestly, because we have like a dining space in the other side of the house. So I'll just go in and add like a little round table or something. I really like the idea of using this one from Laundry Day. I don't know, that one doesn't really look that bad. Ooh, that one looks even better because it's a darker like top and the red is a nice little touch. And I think for the chairs, I'm going to use these from Laundry Day. I'm pretty sure this table is also from Laundry Day, so it works really well. I like that it's got the red and the dark brown. I feel like that's a nice color combo. They had this rug in the living room initially. Let's just say we saved it and we're going to change the color. Ooh, that little bit of red is quite nice. Ooh, this one. That one's beautiful. I really like that because it's got the red, but then it has that kind of like deep gold color. I'm going to add my favorite lamp here just because we need some more decor in here and some plants, honestly. I'm actually going to put some roses or something here in the middle. And then over here, we need another plant. And then I'm going to I could put a couple plants in here. And then I just need to put something here in this corner. And I'm not really sure what to put. In fact, maybe instead of putting that, we should just put another grandfather clock. Maybe not the exact same one as the one in the living room, so it doesn't look like a copy. It's just this one's from the vampire game pack. Ooh, that looks really good there. I think all we got to do now is just add in some curtains and we're done with this room. And I think just to keep it fairly consistent, I'm going to use the same curtains that we did in the living room, but I think I might use them in a different color. I feel like this color actually looks very, very nice. All right, there is the kitchen and dining space, or breakfast nook space. All I have to do now is just do these 2 little rooms, and then we can move upstairs. For the little bathroom and laundry space here, I went ahead and placed down this tiling here. It took me a few minutes to figure that out too, so I had to kind of go in and plan it, but we're just going to make this honestly a little half bath. There's not going to be like a shower or anything in here, so it's just going to be this. I think I'm going to use this little sink here from the base game. I think that'd be a nice little touch. I like the dark wood vibes on it. And then I'm going to add in a nice mirror. I really, really am resisting using the one from Cats and Dogs. I use all that stuff so much. I'm gonna use this one from the base game instead. And then I do want to add like a little hand towel right here. Something like that is perfect. We've got to add the toilet paper here as well. And then probably just above this, I kind of want to put like a little medicine cabinet, you know, just something like this. That is kind of cute. The colors are a little bit weird. I think that should be it really for this room. I will put in a little like curtain. Of course, there has to be some kind of curtain in here. Probably we'll just continue using the same one throughout the house because it fits really well. We'll use the green swatch too. I need to add a rug in here as well, so it would feel a little bit strange without it. Something just like that. And then right here, it's not gonna have a lot of space, but it's just gonna be a stackable washer dryer here. I mean, that's really all that it's gonna be, to be honest. I might even take the doors and just kind of scooch them over a little bit. Ooh, but I can just imagine these doors are gonna bump right into themselves. That doesn't feel right. Maybe I should do an archway. I feel like that would be weird though. Yeah, you don't want to see your laundry room. So maybe, okay, let's do some swapping. Maybe we should put this right here. I don't know if that looks weird. Maybe, okay. Maybe it should go here against the wall. That's nice. And then maybe I should go in and add a tiny little archway into the little room right here from the kitchen. That feels better to me. Do I want to change this tiling now to this? I kind of like that more, y'all. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better. I may even replace this door just because it's a little bit too big for this kind of space. I think I'll just use the door from Get Together. I think that's such a pretty door. That way we can have like a proper like washer dryer moment here. I'll still keep them stacked, but I can add in like a little, you know, what do you call it? Little cabinet, little, you know, countertop. There's some kind of storage and some kind of workspace here. I'll even put a proper light in here too. Ooh, what if we just put a little candle? That's probably a fire hazard. I think I'll just put this light in here, and we can put some more laundry decor in here. Obviously, you know, some detergent jugs here would be nice. Maybe they have all 3 kinds. Maybe there's multiple people that live here and they all use different ones because they have different sensitivities or something like that. Maybe a little basket. That's a perfect little thing to add in here, is this little laundry basket from the base game. Honestly, that fits so well just there. And then I kind of want to put another one of these rugs right here. The first floor is completed, at least the interior. Now let's move on to the fun room. I was honestly putting this off till the end of the first floor because it's the sunroom. So I think first and foremost, I want to add some seating in here. Just some places for your Sims to be able to just sit and absorb all of this natural light. And then I think maybe over here, I will put in some of these planter boxes as well. Maybe we'll just put like 2 here. I think that looks nice. And then I think right here in the middle, we'll put a table as well. But we can put some plants and stuff on it. I think the best kits for that are, of course, going to be greenhouse, haven, and blooming rooms. Like we'll just put, you know, some little plants, these little propagation station. Oh, it's literally called a propagation station. Ooh, this little shelf. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, and there's a dark green version. Then we can put some of these in here. Oh my gosh, why can't I put more? Okay, I can put more, but ooh, we'll just put these in here. That's cute. Okay, that's something. And then we can put these like decorative pots around. Well, they are so pretty. I love this stuff. We can also put some like gardening tools in here. some more little pots, some more little spray bottle things. I don't really know what would be in here. Solutions, very cute. A part of me does like this idea. What if instead of having these here, what we'll do is we'll move this table actually over to the wall here, and we'll put all this over here. We can also put this over here as well. I'm thinking what we'll do is we can put a cauldron in here. That's perfect. Oh yes, beautiful little cauldron. That's awesome. And then we can put like a bookshelf here as well. This is where they keep like all the books that they need to know about all the spells and their plants and their magic, Low key want to use this one from Realm of Magic just because it has a really nice swatch there. Love this. Obsessed with it. There's this item that actually came with Journey to Batu. I know, I'm sorry, but it just looks so good underneath this cauldron here. I love it. And then we should just add some other little bits of furniture in here too for this little seating area. Ooh, this one from Cats and Dogs is really speaking to me. That's very nice. We could put like a little candelabra kind of candle holder situation here. Ooh, but what if we did this? Wait a minute, I kind of love this lamp. The white is actually kind of nice, but the red is really speaking to me. What if we went with red? Honestly though, I feel like that's a serve. All right, we just got to add more plants. More plants, just all the plants, every plant. You get a plant, you get a plant, and you get a plant. Ooh, these little baskets of plants, like the flowers, very pretty from Seasons. We'll just add lots of these plants just in the corner. They don't really have to match. They can have a variety. This one right here is really, really pretty. Oh, hold the phone. They're so orange. Okay, we're putting these out here on the front step. This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I am in love with that. And you know what? We'll put some pumpkins in here too. Why not? I saw this item in one of the other rooms that I deleted, and I think it should go in here. That's very cute. Okay, I think this room is done. I do need to add some kind of like lighting in here. I kind of want it to be like a candle chandelier kind of candelabra kind of situation. This one from Jungle Adventure I always like using because it's really simple. Oh well, that's not gonna make sense there because there's a glass ceiling above it. So maybe I should put something else. Maybe I should just put these like little bulbs, maybe just like on either side. I feel like that doesn't look that good though. These lights are kind of cool. We can just put them above here. These are from the Desert Oasis kit. It's kind of cool, kind of pretty. Before I move on to the upstairs and forget about this, I'm going to add this flooring as the ceiling as well because it would change everything about this space if I did. The first floor is completely finished. Let's go ahead and move on to upstairs. So I took a little bit of a break. It's the next day, and right now I am going to start working on the upstairs portion. I went ahead and I have redone the floor plan and everything. It took me a while, so I decided to just not record the process because I went through so many different variations, and then I just came up with this. It's the simplest one, and I liked it the most. I also went ahead and decided on the wallpapers and the flooring for this home or for this upstairs area here. Let's start with the main bedroom right here. I decided to just go with black for this one. I liked this one the most. This is a wallpaper from Vampires. So beautiful. And I actually remember this bed already being here. So maybe we'll just say they brought their own bed, into the renovation. This one actually is kind of fun. This dark color doesn't really match this. This is like gray compared to that. So I'm wondering if instead of this wallpaper, we use something a little darker, like this one. That's kind of nice. And then let's see, they had some of these base game side tables here for the bed. These already were in here. I removed them, but we're putting them back pretty much. I think these are actually going to be the black swatch, which I don't normally use, but they kind of work here. And then for the rug, I'm just going to go with something, just like a big rug. It could be this one, but I'm not really particularly a fan of that. I mean, this one from Crystal Creations is massive. Like, it is massive whenever I size it up like this, but it is so beautiful. It is so perfect for this space. In fact, I kind of want to warm this up a little bit now because I'm not really loving how like cold it looks. So I'm going back to my original plan. I feel like that looks a little bit better. Or do we go with this? I kind of like this more. Okay, but like, hear me out. The purple, I kind of am obsessed with the purple. What if we went with purple for this room? I think we will. And maybe this room is going to be like this color, or maybe, you know, maybe it will be like a gray room or something. Or maybe we can make it a green one. Yeah, I kind of love the intense purple. It's kind of my vibe right now. But we can also use like other darker furniture in here. Like I know this was already in this room originally, so we'll put it in here just like that. And then I guess I can put like a wardrobe here possibly. I kind of want to witchy it up a little bit, you know? So maybe instead of that one, we use the one from Vampires. Ooh, that one looks so nice right there. And then there was like a little sitting area over here. I'm not going to do 2 chairs. I'm just going to do the one. I think I might use this chair. Actually, maybe we can fit 2 here. Let's just move the door over a notch. That's perfect. Yeah, we'll just do this, just kind of move objects to scooch them over a little bit. I think we'll do the black chairs. Yeah, it does look a little bit intensely bright in here, but it will be dimmed quite a bit. Ooh, I really like this side table here from Paranormal, but the color just is a little bit faded looking to me. You know, I'm actually going to use this, but I think I'm going to use it in a different room. Yeah, it's going to look good in there. I think I'll just use a matching side table just so that I don't feel like everything is too mismatched. That looks very nice, actually. This purple lamp right here is perfect for this space. And I know exactly which one I want to put in here as well, like floor lamp wise, because there's a matching version. Oh, it's so perfect. I kind of want to put another one right here in the corner. It's very purple, but I'm obsessed with that. And then we do need like a big mirror above this dresser here, I'm pretty sure, right? Ooh, should I keep this or should I put a vanity in? That would be really nice to have a vanity. I can see that working. Let's use that instead. That's perfect. And then I'll just use this chair from the, what is it? The Paranormal pack? I don't know. Ooh, we'll use this chair from Laundry Day as the seat. That's so perfect. And yeah, let's just find some little decor items, you know, a couple just to place on this little vanity here. Do like a little tray of makeup right there. And then some more makeup right there as well. I also want to find some like bottles. Ooh, this is perfect. Oh, I never thought to do this. But yeah, there's these secret goopy bottles we'll put here too from Life and Death. Oh, finely aged plum bob gelato nectar. I mean, maybe we can just pretend that these are like potions, you know. We'll put a couple there as well. Cute. It's a little cluttered, but I like that. And I think just for a filler right here, we can add a bookshelf. This one from Life and Death is perfect. Maybe we can angle it a little bit. I want it to be like a really dark wood too. I kind of like the mixture of dark woods and black furniture. This is the vibe. And I think we're just going to use this lamp over and over. I feel like though it looks a little repetitive right here. So maybe instead of this, we can just put this in the middle right here. That seems to break it up just a little bit. We can move these in a little closer too so they're not so awkwardly spaced. And then I'm going to pick out some curtains as well. Probably just going to go with the ones from the base game just because, you know, they match. Ooh, and that looks really good because the gray really helps break up all this purple. That is very nice indeed. We need a little bit of wall art in here too, just to kind of add some more, you know, visual interest, I guess. Ooh, this is very cute. The gray is actually a nice little contrast against all of this, and it works with the curtains really well. Or should we do gold instead? Oh, the gold also looks really nice. I kind of want to put this portrait of Lady Mimsy right here. That looks so perfect right there. I'm gonna add a chest in here, I think, at the foot of the bed. I like doing that in these magical rooms. So we've got the main bedroom done. Let's work on the ensuite main bathroom. I made it this very dark black color, so I'm hoping to add some color in here with some other like furniture and stuff. I kind of want to use the Realm of Magic plumbing. I feel like that would be really fun. I don't know if I would want to just use a single little sink though. So I kind of would rather put like a full on vanity somewhere if I could. Ooh, what if we used the Realm of Magic like counters here? I feel like that would look very nice. See, the thing is, Whenever I do make bathrooms in the Sims 4 and I want to use like a proper cabinet vanity, it just doesn't look that great because, I mean, for certain styles it's okay, but for something like this, I don't really like it, to be honest, because none of the sinks really make sense, because a lot of these are like kitchen sinks and the only bathroom sink that we really have is this one, and it just, that's just a sink, you know, like I can definitely use that in like my regular builds, but for something like this, it doesn't really match. So we're just going to use one of these instead. Actually, that looks very nice. Does Life and Death come with a toilet? Probably not. It does not, but maybe we can just use like, ooh, the toilet from Vampires. Of course. That's honestly so perfect for this space. And then I do want to add in a proper like shower / tub combo, or maybe just a bathtub. I'm thinking maybe, ooh, this clawfoot one from the base game always looks so nice to me. Like that one especially, that's a very good combination. But I feel like they need to have a shower in here too. So maybe I can put the sink here and I can put the toilet here instead. Yeah, just put it like that. And then maybe here I can put a shower as well. So they have, you know, they have variety. That one from the base game actually works pretty well. There is this one from Seasons that also looks very nice too, I think. Oh, hold on, y'all. There's one from Life and Death. I'll just use that one. That one is perfect. Ooh, how about right here? We put like a little bathroom cabinet, or maybe we put it over here. Maybe we can implement some of this darker wood tone to kind of warm it up just a little bit in here. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other things that I could put. Maybe I can just put like a little side table in here, something like this one. I feel like that's actually kind of nice, so they have some storage. Okay, that actually adds a little bit of warmth in here, which I really like. Ooh, this rug from the storybook nursery. Very perfect, very cute. Put a little plant here. And then what other little decorative items? Ooh, little jars of Epsom salt here is perfect. And then I would like something, ooh, like this tray actually would probably be better. Just put it like right here. That's very cute. We'll do the darker tray. We gotta have a plunger because even witches gotta use a plunger sometimes. And then I'm gonna put some other little bits and bobs just around. And then I'll obviously give them toothbrush and toothpaste. Unfortunately, the Life and Death sink does not have any slots, which I find to be a little bit of a missed opportunity. Also, if you see custom content in my game, I have been itching to use it. Not for my save file, of course, but for a few other builds that I've got planned. Maybe I'll just put some like lotions and, you know, some hand soap, of course. Yeah, that's cute. And then we do need a nice mirror for in here as well. I kind of like this one actually. It's very like extra, but it's super pretty. And then we do need to add another rug over here and maybe some good lighting in here as well. Maybe like this rug from Realm of Magic might work. Or actually the rug from, what is this? The Vampire game pack. There is a purple rug. And I feel like that would be very nice in here to add some color. However, I'm not loving the feel of there being two different rugs in here. It just looks a little bit excessive. So I think I'm just going to use the same rug again, but just shrink it down. That feels better. We need to add a little towel hanging rack kind of moment. That's exactly what we need. A little medicine cabinet just right above this little section here. This looks really nice. I've never really done a bathroom setup like that before. And then let's put just this little towel rack here. Ooh, the purple. That's a perfect way to add the pop of color in there. And then for the curtains and the lighting, we need to find a good light. I mean, I feel like I've just been using this one throughout the whole build, and honestly, it's very pretty. I feel like this bathtub, I don't know. I just feel like there's something missing right here too. Maybe this will help add some greenery in here, but we should add a plant. Ooh, there's this one. There's this one. I feel like this one fits really well in here because it's Willow Creek. I love that. And then we do need like a little something here, I think, because you gotta have a little table next to your like bathtub, right? You know, something to access, something to sit things on. That way you can put your phone on it and lay in the bath. Oh yes, you can lay, and then there's the phone right here. Maybe I'll just put another one of these tables right here. I feel like that's a little close. Hopefully they can access that. Just for laughs, we'll put in this gramophone right here, and they listen to music while they lay in the bathtub. And it would be 100% remiss of me if I didn't include candles somewhere here, because hello, we're in a witchy house. Got to include them somewhere, right? Something like that looks cute. We have another candle here. This light is not centered. There we go. And then we just need to choose some curtains. I really wish we had a really nice dark purple curtain, but these green ones actually are kind of working for this room. They warm it up and they add some color. I'm just going to do some like adjusting so that the curtains aren't like clipping into anything. I kind of want to put a painting in here too, like this one from Spooky Stuff. That's kind of a cute little addition there, I think. All right, we've got a good chunk of the upstairs done. Let's go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this little blue bedroom here. Part of me actually wants to make this into an office just because it's a little bit of a smaller room. Yeah, I can see that working. I can see that being a thing. Let's put the desk right here. And I'm going to kind of just make this like a magical little study. So we'll use this chair from Crystal Creations. I think we'll line the walls back here with more books. I think maybe like these look perfect. Gosh, Life and Death kind of popped off. Not gonna lie, y'all. It's honestly such a good pack for decorating. And then maybe in the middle here, we can just put like a little accent table. Or do we put this from Crystal Creations? That looks kind of pretty. I don't think it fits there very well, but we'll put it like right here in the corner. That's very nice. Yeah, maybe we'll just put this like matching Life and Death table. Or we can use this one from Cats and Dogs. Actually, I feel like that looks really nice. We'll use this dark color here. Move the desk up just a touch. And then we can put like maybe like a portrait here. Painting, portrait, whatever you want to call it. I think I'll put this other portrait here, the one that is the other version of the Lady Mimsy painting. That's very pretty. And then I need to place this lamp in here. And then we can just fill this room with some magical looking decor and clutter. Ooh, yes, we'll put this here. That's very cute. And then I feel like we have to put a plant. The accent tables in my houses are usually, it's a light, a decor item, and then a plant. That's usually how it is. Sometimes it's a candle. Ooh, I kind of like this. Even though it's not really magical. I don't know. I just don't really use it very much. And then I definitely want to keep using this fern from the Crystal Creations stuff pack. I think that adds such a nice amount of greenery, but it doesn't take up too much space. And then I would like to include some kind of candelabra in here. Ooh, this one from Vampires is so pretty. I love this gold, actually. It kind of pops in this room. You know, the rugs from Life and Death are truly so pretty. Like they have so many fun swatches and shapes and art on them. I think I'm going to use this really big one and just size it down. That is gorgeous. I love that. And then maybe I can put this here and then just have a little accent chair right here. And honestly, I think I'm just going to use the one from Life and Death. Perfect color, honestly. And then let's put some stuff on the table here, the desk, if you will. We, of course, have to put a little tarot deck since these are some magical Sims. This little hourglass, I kind of am obsessed with. Oh, and then we, of course, have this little statue. Oh, it's so cute. I like the blue one a lot, actually. I kind of just want to leave it there. This scale always is so pretty. I usually use it in the kitchen, but for some reason, it's just looking so good right there. And then we do need some kind of like light, some kind of like candle situation, hopefully. We do have the one from Life and Death, but I kind of just want these. This one from Love Struck, I've just been really obsessed with. It's very simple, but I love that about it. So I need to find some curtains for this room and then add the proper lighting. I want to use some different curtains in this space just to kind of help differentiate it a little tiny bit from the rest of the house. You know, these curtains from Paranormal, the white curtains kind of stand out a little too much, but I kind of like these, even though the color is just a bit different. For some reason, the gold little elements here really help tie it in. So I kind of think I'm just going to go with those. Ooh, I forgot some art right there. It needs to be something magical looking. Maybe just these paintings from Vampires. Why not? You can never go wrong with them. That is a little study. I'm kind of obsessed. And then let's move on to the bedroom. The red bedroom. The red room. Sounds like if Scooby-Doo referred to this bedroom, he'd call it a red room, and they would be really confused because he's like, yeah, of course it is a red room, but it's also a bedroom. So it has a double meaning. Anyways, I think I was going to go with that bed, but I think I want to go with the bed from Life and Death. I mean, I could do solid red for sure. That would look fine. but I kind of want to do like red with like gold. How does this look? This is a bit of a warmer red. This is a bit more of a neutral red though. I mean, we could even use the bed from Vampires just because we know that it matches. Actually, you know what? I like it. And then I do need some matching side tables. I picked this out earlier and I don't know if it really fits very well. I think it does. I mean, maybe this red is like a shade or two different in color, but I feel like that looks kind of nice. It doesn't need to match. I need to remember that. I'm trying to not like be too matchy with colors anymore because I feel like you just get some more fun combinations if you stop doing that. Oh, it's gonna be really hard to not use this rug again. But like, look at that. It's got a really nice red swatch. It's a little too big for this space though, which thankfully I have the tool mod installed. So I will just scale this up. If you have the tool mod installed with Better Build Buy, you can use it in build mode. I'm going to scale this rug up 1.25. There we go. Just so we can size it up just enough to fill this space in. That's looking pretty cute. I feel like this is giving guest bedroom vibes. Maybe the witches that own this home, maybe they don't have like a big family or kids or anything like that. Maybe this is their bedroom space, but maybe these two rooms they just have in case, some witches need a home or something. I can see that. I can see a storyline forming in my head. I think we'll just use this. Ooh, I kind of like this. I've never really used this swatch before. I feel like this is kind of a newer swatch too. And then maybe we'll just put like a mirror right here. I kind of want to use this one from Basement Treasures just because it's really old and dusty looking. I don't think that really matches, but it's a good idea in theory. Maybe we'll use this mirror from Realm of Magic just because it has a little bit of a magical flair to it. Maybe that one. It kind of works with the bed, like the colors. I don't know, this room is kind of a bit more experimental, I think. Let's see, what kind of lamps should go in here? I'm trying to think, what should we use? I kind of love this one from the My Wedding Stories game pack. And then maybe we can like combine it with this little candelabra there. That's kind of fun. Add some gold elements in here. And don't worry, I'm not going to forget these two front balconies. I have plans. And we'll just put another little bookshelf. We'll do the shorter version of the one from Life and Death. That's very nice, actually. That adds some warmth. I think I actually want to reconfigure this. I kind of want to put it over here instead. Put the mirror right there. That way we can maybe have something here, like a chair. I feel like putting the chair there would be weird. I feel like I'm going to put this mirror back and then put the chair in the corner. I feel like this chair from the base game that I used in the other bedroom is kind of perfect in the dark brown swatch. I don't know. This room, a little bit random, a little bit all over the place, but I really like it. And now for the usual, we just gotta add some clutter in here. Well, I kind of like this little tray for some reason. It's like a nice little guest tray, And then maybe I can put a really nice plant here. Ooh, this one from Life and Death I don't ever use. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna work. Ooh, something like that. That adds some color in there. Ooh, and we also should definitely use this hanging plant. It's kind of high up on the ceiling, but sure, it adds some verticalness. I'm not loving the placement of these windows, to be perfectly honest with you. They're lined up mostly with the ones downstairs, but we need something here in the corner, I think. Maybe like a really big plant. I mean, I feel like I overuse it, but I just really like this palm. It's just lush looking, And I think I need to add something right here as well. What if we add this big, beautiful portrait? It's red too. So I don't know. I feel like this doesn't feel right to me. Like I almost want to move this over just a touch so that it feels a bit more centered, but then it just, it's the window, y'all. It's the window that's bothering me. It needs to go just like right there so that this is centered so that I can move this over or put this right here, put this here, and then maybe even put like a floor lamp here or something. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll just not pay attention to the asymmetry of the windows, even though that is a big pet peeve of mine. You know what? Since it is the red room, I just feel like I'm talking like Scooby-Doo. But we'll use this really nice lamp here. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this. This just feels wrong. That feels better, actually. It feels significantly better when I did that. Okay. Curtains will save this room. Okay. I promise. I mean, these curtains from Vampires, they kind of eat and they really do add a lot of character in here. These red ones too. Oh, that just tied it all in. That is beautiful. Honestly, 10 out of 10. Ooh, and I really want to add some mirrors above the like nightstands. I feel like that would add so much character. Maybe just like these, the ones from the base game. They look so good. They match the like the fixtures and stuff. Beautiful. Okay. And then now I want to go in and add in an overhead light. We'll just use the ones from Cats and Dogs, like as always. I was really not liking this room initially, but I feel like I love it now. Okay, now we have the green room. The green room. My favorite color. This one, I'm going to go a little different maybe. There's not really a green bed that I can like think of off the top of my head. Ooh. I spoke too soon. This one right here is perfect. It's from Life and Death. Let's see. I definitely want to put the bed here, even though the frame is against a window. When the door is here, you don't want to put your bed here because then you have energy coming from your door hitting this bed. But then also you got the stairs, so it's just like bam, right into the bed. And you don't necessarily want to put it like right here because then like the energy is a little bit muddled. So do it like this, and like there's gonna be no like, I don't know, it just feels better. Actually, in fact, this is probably the best layout for that in my opinion, which means I do need to move this over just a bit. There we go. Okay, this bed is fixing everything. It's beautiful. I kind of want to use these side tables from Discovery University just to have some variety in the furniture in here so that it doesn't seem like they just use the same thing for every single room. And then for the side tables, oh, these Tiffany lamps, they kind of are speaking to me, honestly. I don't know if they'll fit in here, or do I want to use something a bit warmer? We could use my favorite lamps. They're the most lampiest lamp, but they're from For Rent. That's beautiful. Honestly, beautiful. So this is my bedroom. I've decided that this is my bedroom in this house. I am going to be one of these magical students. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the two witches that live here, they're like very smart and they have a lot of power and they use that for good. They help, their fellow magics in their community, and they have a couple, witches staying with them, and then they let them use their magical powers to transform their rooms into how they want. And that's the lore. That's the excuse for being able to change up these spaces every time they have somebody new stay. Oh, do I want to use this wingback? Is that what it's called? A wingback chair? I know this doesn't match like at all, but I feel like it works so well in here because you see there's like a little bit of like a warmer color here, and it like, I don't know, I just feel like that looks good in combination with that. Let me find a really good lamp for in here. I kind of just want to use this one from Vampires once again because that's so beautiful. Like that one, oh, that's so perfect. And then I kind of want to put a gramophone in here, even though that's probably going to annoy the nonsense out of the sim here. And this mirror from Life and Death is, honestly, this is such a nice mirror. It looks like a picture frame. I love it so much. And then this room's going to be a little bit more, I don't know, not quirky, but it's going to have a slightly more modernish flair to it. Like it isn't all like traditional magic. It's a bit more like, I don't know, it's a different vibe. Ooh, this painting set here. Oh my goodness. This is from Enchanted by Nature. It is so pretty. I need this in real life. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It is so pretty. I kind of want to put it right there. Oh, that's so gorgeous. And then we'll just do like a couple over here. Let's do the chicken. Why not? I love that chicken. We will put some more mirrors in here, just right above the little bedside tables. I feel like that's going to be perfect. And then we need some nice curtains as well. I low-key want to use these ones from Enchanted by Nature. Is that weird? I weirdly like those for this room. That kind of works so nicely. They don't really match stylistically, but like the vibes are kind of right. Actually, this one in particular, I think works even better because like this kind of matches that. I don't know. I like this room. I think to finish this room off, we do need to add maybe another little table in here. Something just to put some plants and stuff on. Oh, I kind of like this one. I don't know. This one's really speaking to me. Oh, that's so pretty. And then, you know, we can just put some clutter in here. Oh, the little dragon is cute. I feel like we have to put these antique tombs or tomes in here. Oh, this little cow plant thingy-madoodle. That's going to look really cute. Kind of like it right there. That's very nice. Ooh, this little team portrait. It's cute. I like this room. I think this is pretty much done. I'll go ahead and add a light in here as well. All right. Honestly, they are two completely opposing rooms, but I really like the choices that I've made. Let's go ahead and we'll move on to the bathroom. This bathroom is going to be very, very simple, especially for a house like this. I am going to use the Realm of Magic toilet and like sinks because I feel like this room is more like it's for guests to use, so I'm not going to try to overly personalize it. Like I'm going to keep it very simplistic with the clutter and stuff. Put this like right there. Actually, we'll put it on this side. We need a nice lovely mirror. I kind of want to use the mirror that came with the Crystal Creations pack. I think this one would look pretty cool in here. Oh yeah, that looks very nice. I think I'll put the shower here. It's kind of like putting all the bathroom stuff in one spot, but I'm going to put like a bathtub right here, I think. Ooh, that's so fun. Honestly, maybe the two witches that are staying here are like completely opposites in every way. Like one is a little bit more of a slightly urban-ish sim in the sense that they're more like they live in the city, they live around other non-magical folks, and this person lives around only magical folks. So they're very different, but they fall in love. Enemies to lovers, like they hate each other like a lot. Like they viscerally dislike and disagree with each other, but it's really because they're fascinated by each other and they just don't want to admit it, you know? Oh, leave it to me to write a fan fiction in my head. All right, and then I think I want to add a nice little plant. I kind of like the light and fresh vibes. Maybe, you know, the witches that live here that run this place, they're just like, you know, this isn't our style, but we need to have something that's really nice and inviting for all guests. We'll put like a little chair in here too. Why do you put a chair in a bathroom? Probably you don't, but I feel like it would just suit here really well. Unless we put like a wardrobe or dresser or something in here. Maybe this one? That's kind of all right. Maybe that's where they keep their linens. And then I think a little light here would be perfect. Ooh, this one, especially from Realm of Magic. And then we need some nice curtains and a rug. The curtains are going to be a bit tricky because I can't necessarily use the ones from the base game again. Maybe these from Vampires actually will work. Oh yeah, there's this swatch here. That's perfect, actually. I'm really liking that. And then we do need some rugs in here too, just to kind of help, you know, fill the space in and make it a little less cold. Okay, I really like this rug from Life and Death, but I don't really like the placement of it. Maybe we'll just put it here. It's kind of difficult because I've got like the toilet and then the bathtub like facing each other here. It's a little awkward. I think I might just go with this rug here from Vampires just because it can span the length of the room here. Yeah, that feels better. I think we need to add another painting in here. This kind of looks cute, maybe, so you can have Guidry looking at you while you use the toilet. Oh gosh. I think I'm going to add some different lights in here though. I don't want to use the same ones. I kind of want to do something that matches the vibe in here. Okay, I kind of low-key like this from the Storybook Nursery. I'm obsessed with this bathroom. It does not match the vibes at all of this house, but in the best way possible. Now we need to furnish 3 more spots. These 2 balconies here, and then this hallway right here. Hallway is going to be pretty simple, honestly. I'm just going to put a rug, a bookshelf, some plants, the usual. I think this rug right here from Life and Death is quite nice. And then maybe right here we can just put like a big bookshelf. When in doubt, just put a bookshelf. That's my opinion. This one from Discovery University, kind of perfect. Fits here very nicely. And then let's put in some nice plants in here. I don't want to use the same plants over and over, so I'm going to try to experiment a little tiny bit. Who am I kidding? I'm just going to use this one again. It just feels just right with this kind of space. And plus it's like, this plant gives me Willow Creek vibes, which is where we are. And then for this room, you got to have art. Like if you're going to have anything in here, there has to be some kind of art. I think this Life and Death like tarot art collection is perfect just because I'm just going to place down a couple here and there and then I'll pick out the swatches. But it's just because, you know, I feel like maybe they teach this here and they just need a space to show off the art. Ooh, Grim. Perfect. And then I like that one. And then, ooh, the cow plant's cute, but this one is so funny to me. What is this? Is that a plant sim child? And then Bonehilda. Bonehilda's got to be in here because Bonehilda and Grandma are in love, or at least she's in love with him, but he doesn't remember her. The house is furnished. Wow. So this little balcony here is maybe this, student got here first, and so they wanted a nice little cozy balcony to study on. Ooh, we should put a telescope for sure. I can see that working pretty well here. A telescope, and then maybe an easel as well. Not that that has anything to do with being magic, I can imagine, but I don't know. I feel like being able to paint isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? And then maybe just a nice little love seat bench kind of moment here for them to sit on. Actually, this one from Realm of Magic, I don't really ever use, but it's kind of perfect for outdoor spaces. Ooh, yes, that red, that's very nice. And then I'll just put like a nice rug out here, or maybe like a not nice rug, like this one. That's perfect. Okay, and then out over here, this one's gonna be a bit more of a private balcony. Maybe they have like a spell placed to where nobody can see into this balcony when they're out here, so they can just have a nice little private little space to be in. I kind of like this blue. I don't know. I feel like it kind of works out here very nicely. And then we'll put like one of these big chairs here. I kind of want to use the one from high school years. I don't know if that's going to work, but like it's kind of pretty. Oh, there's versions without the lights. I feel like that isn't really the right vibe though. Maybe this from that Caribbean update in the base game. That's kind of nice. It's very simple, but I don't know. I feel like it fits pretty well. I low-key just want to use the couch that came with as well. Oh, no, this one. This one is perfect. It's from that Desert Oasis. That's even better. We can do this. Oh, yes. Either that one or this one. I feel like that one looks really pretty too. No, that one looks very nice. I can't decide. They're all so pretty. Ooh, this has like a little bit of purple on it. Ooh, actually, is there one with... That's beautiful. Okay, that's exactly what we need. I kind of want to use this right here from Crystal Creations. I don't know why. It just has a nice little bit of color on it. The purple is very cute. I kind of like it. It doesn't need to match and be perfect. We're doing lots of purples out here, so we're going to do these purple candles too. And then a nice big purple rug. Ooh, this one's kind of fun. It's kind of extra, but in the best way. I feel like we need some like wall decor right here on this wall. It feels kind of empty. Ooh, this is perfect. Just a little subtle little moment like that. That's very, very cute. Alrighty, y'all. We are finished. So, just to reiterate, this is Brook Bungalow here in the lovely world of Willow Creek, here in Courtyard Lane. And I have went full Halloween mode with this build. I am truly obsessed. Let me give you a little tour. So this is the front. Very cute. I love all the jack-o'-lanterns, the pops of orange, the reds, the purples, everything is just perfect. The backyard, not overly filled with a bunch of things, but I really like it. It's a nice area to grow some magical plants, hang out with the other witches, grill something out, I don't know. And then we have this sunroom that is attached to the kitchen. Lovely little space, lots of natural light, has a cauldron, so, you can make some potions and mac and cheese maybe. And we might as well go into the kitchen from there. And lovely kitchen, nice and spacious. Nice little spell book there. Lots of copper. Love it. We have a nice little breakfast nook area here. We have a nice little entrance here. I really like this room. It's very nice. We have a little dining area / study area. And then we have the living room right here. Very cozy. Honestly, it's not overly cluttered either, which is something I really like about it too. We have an upstairs study. I think this is very cute. I love the blue. We have a nice little outdoor little balcony here as well. And then this is the main bedroom. Lots of purple, very dark and cozy. They have their own little balcony out here as well. This is their bathroom. Very, very cute. I love this bathroom so much. Honestly, something I never noticed is you can see in this little cabinet here, this little cabinet there, you can see a little purple bottle in there. I think that's so cute. I've never noticed that before. And then the other bathroom as well. This is the kind of guest bathroom. It's very golden bright, but I kind of am obsessed with it. And then we have the red bedroom. Yeah, red bedroom, kind of eclectic, kind of cute. I'm really liking it. And this is my bedroom. I decided that earlier, that this is my bedroom. I am obsessed with this little bedroom. Very green, very cute, very planty. And then, last but kind of least, honestly, is this just upstairs hallway. It's fine. It's just some art. So here's the floor plan from upstairs. Let me zoom in just a tiny bit for you. That's the floor plan for upstairs. Take a look, see if you like it. And then downstairs as well, nice and open and fresh. And you can see me standing right there outside, but that is the build. I hope you all enjoyed this monstrosity of a renovation. This has honestly been one of the more intensive, dramatic transformations, yet I feel like I kept the essence of the shape of the home the same. And I kind of am obsessed with that. But do let me know in the comments down below which house you would like to see next in this series. And do remember, I have not forgotten, if you would like to upload your own build to the gallery and you want me to look at it and see if I can renovate it, go ahead and upload it with the hashtag LucaFixMe, and then I'll check it out, see if I like it, and if it resonates with me, I'll give it a little renovation and add it to my save file. I just want to say a huge thank you to my YouTube members, the Lavender Buds. I really appreciate the support so much. You're helping me continue making content here on the channel. If you'd like to become a YouTube member, you can go ahead and do so, and you'll get early access to my videos whenever I do upload them. It's kind of sporadic when I do get to upload them, but hey. And yeah, I will be also kind of formulating some members only content here soon. I don't know what it's going to be, but anyways, enough rambles aside. This video has been long enough. I just want to say a big thank you to you all for watching and commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I'll speak to y'all next time. Bye, y'all.